Hey, hello and welcome everybody to another chassis variant series video. Yes, I know, 2 in a row, it's insane. It's almost like they became available for C-bills behind 2 other packs that are already either out but only available for MC or just aren't even available for MC or C-bills yet. But here we are, the second one of the Warden pack. This one is an actual clan mech, it's not owned by the bounty hunter. This one is the Direwolf C. There weren't many advances in the old Direwolf. I mean, the Prime and the A and the B were pretty terrifying to begin with, but the Charlie variant definitely took things up a notch in my opinion. Now, the interesting thing about the Direwolf Charlie is that it's got a few mod cons compared to its previous brethren, including, but not limited, to ECM and jumpjets. Oh yes, 100-tonner with jumpjets. That became a bit of a fad at one point in the writing for Battletech. It's like, what can we do to 100-tonners to make them more terrifying? Oh, we could give them the ability to jump. Yes, we should do this immediately. So that became a thing. In universe, about 90 meters, which is not a huge amount of jump distance on the table, but it's, you know, it's effective enough to allow the Direwolf to be a little bit more maneuverable if needs be. Now, the other thing is that it comes with a pair of ER PPCs, a quartet of medium pulse lasers, and a pair of brand spanking new ATM missile systems. It also interestingly has a one-shot, haha! Yes, you'll see my new one-shot launcher. A one-shot Streak SRM-4 launcher. Somehow Streak and shot became one word. I've created a word. It's a shorthand version. I'm doing clan. They shorthand things. They say, yes, Quiaf, Bingo, Bongo, Strot 4. Well bargained and done. Yes, so there we go. I'm all clanned up. No, it's a one-shot Streak 4. And there's an interesting thing with this. When I bought this on the C-bill store on MWO, this has the Streak 4. It's just a standard one, because obviously, but PGI these days won't do things like one-shots. Even though they have the coding in there for things like rocket launcher, I don't know, they didn't retroactively add it. So it just has a bog standard Streak 4. So you have the issue with ammo. So you have a ton that's taken up for ammo. But since then, they've changed it, and they've turned it into a narc beacon. I don't know why they did this. I'm not sure if it's just because they couldn't do the one-shot launcher, so they just decided to change it to a narc because it helps with the ATMs. I'm sure that the Cauldron gave the feedback. I don't know. Either way, in my opinion, the Streak is a really nice complement to the pair of to the quartet of medium pulses. Because it allows you to keep up the pressure on an enemy mech while you're cooling off. You can still at least keep firing something while you're waiting for the weapons to cycle, that kind of thing, or if you're too high a heat. And there's nothing to stop you, obviously, from changing it back if you do buy it in the store, but I did find it was an interesting change, because when I launched into the game in a tour practice, which, by the way, if you want to join, it's www.tour.net, they just had it like that, where you could, you know, I was running around, and the next thing was like, what the hell, narc launcher? And I thought, oh shit, I've recorded this video, and everything's wrong. I'm going to talk about a Streak launcher that isn't there, and everyone's going to say, you're a hack fraud. I mean, people have been saying that anyway, but, you know, now it's going to be true. But no. I double-checked it and confirmed that, yes, it is supposed to have the Streak 4. For some reason, they changed it. I'm sure it's mentioned somewhere, and one of you below in the comments will explain to me, and I'll be very happy with the explanation, so... But yeah, is it good? Yes, it is good. It is a good version of the Direwolf. Standard clan issues, LSAS, low slung arm syndrome, for those of you who don't know. It does have that problem. It is a bit of a pain. But the ATMs make it really deadly in this game because of the mid to short range combat damage capabilities of that. It just goes up. It's just a curving scale of just deadly firepower. Even with some of the maneuverability issues it might have, it's still a pretty deadly mech at short to medium range. The PPCs allow you to stay, you know, relatively at long range if you need to, while the rest of the team get involved, then you can stomp in and start piling on the damage. I actually really like it. It's probably going to be my go-to Direwolf in MWO going forward. As rarely as I play them, I really like this version. Unfortunately, there's not really much kind of lore between it, but then sadly they never really wrote up much background for why certain versions ever existed. Why does Configuration C exist, for instance? Who came up with it? What clan? Or particular pilot or something like that. I'm sure there's a story there, but it's never really explained. A lot of these variants would turn up in things like source books, technical readouts, record sheets. There'd just be this variant with a battle value, and away you go. I'd love to know why or how this came about. Maybe one day Catalyst will have a book that sort of dives into some of the more popular or unusual configurations of clan mechs, because although there's a lot of Innisphere mechs, the write-ups will actually have a bit of information. You know, there's a field refit, a shortage of a particular weapon system forced them to turn to an alternative, or you'd end up with a scenario where one great house just didn't like the default version of the mech that came, so they made their own. They made their own configuration or change. And unfortunately with the clan stuff, it just seems to be that apparently the clans just come up with it, and they know they have a reason or whatever. It just exists. The only thing I can come up with is that as the new tech became available, modernizing a mech like the Direwolf was a no-brainer. But as I said, I don't know which clan came up with this first. Was it Wolf? Was it Jade Falcon? Was it Wolf's Dragoons on Outreach? Who knows? It just is. But we're getting near the end of this. It was, compared to the Timberwolf round, it was the same map, funnily enough, because I recorded these both on the same day. And this came out pretty well. I mean, for me, it came out pretty well. It was a good fight, and yeah, I was really impressed with the variant and everything it was doing. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a good week. If you've got any explanation for the changes, please let me know below. Been interesting to learn, and yeah, have a good week. And yeah, just outro things, just what happens, you know. So see ya, bye.